Welcome to a very wet and windy Boddington Reservoir for the 2023 Boddington Classic Final.
First off, thanks everyone for coming, travelling around. I appreciate it's like 2-3 hours for a lot of you. So thanks for coming down. Fishing 11 till 4 today. Tomorrow is Bodding Zone 8. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's crack on. Who wants to go first?
Boddington Reservoir is a big expanse of water. A lot of people, when they first come here, find it quite daunting.
It's the challenge of it, really, and it's the size of the fish. They give you the best fight in the world.
It can be quite moody, but it just keeps drawing you back to the allure of catching them big fish.
Any carp you hook can be anything from £5 through to £30. You just never know. When that tip goes round, you just don't know what you're going to get.
The size of the fish, you only need 4 an hour to get a mega weight of fish.
There's nowhere else like it, you know. Their bites are just unbelievable. It's a bit like going to America fishing for marlin or something, you know, it's just awesome.
With the weather, obviously a waggler's out of the equation, so I think it's going to be predominantly a feeder match. But it's Boddington, it changes all the time. I fish for a bite, I'll have a look around me and see how it goes and just sort of feel my way into the match. It's not the area I'd want to be, so it's going to be probably a bit damage limitation, but we'll see how it is.
I think the problem with today is the wind, so we're all going to be forced to fish short and on the deck and try and keep it as neat and tidy as possible. I fished there yesterday and the weather was horrendous. You know, you couldn't cast past 40, 50 metres. You certainly couldn't feed very long. So yeah, I'll start on the method feeder and just try and keep a nice, steady, simple match today and see where we're at the end of it. Well, at the minute we've got 20 mile an hour winds, but at 11 o'clock it's going to go 45 mile an hour with some rain for the rest of the day, which is going to really dampen this match. The waggler's going to be out the window, too much tow on the water. So yeah, it's going to be a method feeder job today, I think, and maybe a few on the straight lead. So yeah, we're forced to fish to the conditions today rather than how we want to fish.
It's pretty gusty today and the forecast is set to be pretty wet. So I think it's going to be a bit of a feeder day in all honesty. So I haven't decided yet on what sort of distances I'm likely to fish, but I think my opening gambit is going to be fishing the method feeder. Whether I'm able to ping some pellets short, I'm not too sure with this wind, but I'll find out a bit more once I get up there. Well, I'll be honest, before today, I felt as if I wanted to be the other way around in the other rotation. So on the lower numbers today, knowing that the weather was likely to be better tomorrow and I could fish the waggler, which would normally produce the better weights. But there was a match on it yesterday and I think 240, 250 pound came off the dam wall. I haven't drawn particularly well today, but if the fish are on the dam wall, maybe today is a bit of a damage limitation, catch what I can, knowing that, you know, I might have half a chance at, you know, some fish tomorrow on the dam wall if I'm lucky enough to draw on there.
So yeah, on peg 100, I think you've got a couple of options. Long line normally does quite well there. Lee Carver won off peg 100, I think 3 years back now. Caught quite a lot of fish long early doors, so yeah, 80, 90 metres, something like that. I'll start off out there, probably put a bit of bait out as well rather than just taking it steady. You've got to attack on these matches to win them. So yeah, that, and then feed the line short with either pellets, maybe some boilies, sort of 25, 30 metres, however far I can get it in the wind. I'm in the better section on day one, so that's in with the late 80s and the 90s, which are the sort of favoured pegs. So not perfect, but I'd say it's a middle way draw in the zone B, and then going into zone A tomorrow I need a really good draw.
So we're back out on the bank now after a horrendous rainstorm that we've just had over here at Boddington on day one of the Classic final. We're stood behind around peg 86 at the minute, where you're looking to be the best area. 10 fish is leading the minute. We've got James Lewis on peg 100, and we've also got the angler on peg 84 with 10 fish. There seems to be a lot of anglers around the sort of 6 to 8 fish mark at the minute, so it's all to play for going into the last 2 hours.
I've had 2 on the pellet waggler at the start, and then I've had 12 on bomb and pellet through the day. But it's gone a bit iffy the last hour, just odd fish after that. But it was middle of the match, it was proper pulling round. Feeling sort of fairly happy. It was a good peg, good area. Hopefully tomorrow get a good draw and empty it.
Well, I've had most of them short on bomb and pellet. Then I had a good spell long on feeder, and then back short towards the end. Mainly pellets, really. Heavy rain, we had sunshine, we had strong winds. It's been a weird day. But actually fishing has been really good when we had rain, which is a bit unusual. Hopefully I can draw on a dam where I did it tomorrow. I don't really fancy the sailing club. But again, I don't really know what weights they had down there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, a good peg, half a chance. Maybe I'll be the winner, you never know.
Early doors took about 5-6 minutes, and there was fish there on the pellet wag straight away, so ended up getting a couple early, then ended up losing a couple, and it went a bit iffy then, so I was just alternating them between the pellet wag and the bomb. The one thing that was interesting, and I twigged it literally within the first 2 minutes, was there's a massive toe, and it was almost like stick float fishing. It was pulling your float through, so you needed to use almost like what they call like a water waggler rather than a balsa wood style waggler, and that slowed it up. So there's a big fish just top there, and that kind of slowed it up a little bit. So, and you just needed to get the depth right, because obviously your float's pulling through and your pellet's down here. And I was getting a lot of mine, not on the, as you know, obviously on the plop. I wasn't getting them on that, I was actually getting them on the drop. So once it was in, pinging a few pellets over the top, and then I'd get the fish. I caught 13 fish in the end, so I'm in the running. I just need to draw a good peg tomorrow. You know, I think it's going to fish better tomorrow on the dam, and I think the sailing club will fish better tomorrow. So, and this is what the weather's been like. The rain, yeah, has made it difficult on the wag, that's for sure.
We've finished here at Boddington today, first day of the Classic after having all 4 seasons in one day, and the whole venue has fished amazing. 78 kilo has won the match up in the sanctuary. There's been a 74 kilo, but with the sections that aren't sort of up there, they've still got the chance of bringing it back tomorrow and making that difference and becoming Boddington Classic 2023 champion.
I've drawn peg 76 and I'm really optimistic about it. Actually, it's a peg I really wanted. And it's actually the peg that has won this particular section yesterday, so I fancy it. I'll definitely start on the waggler for at least 20 minutes, half an hour. If that doesn't work, I'll have a go on the bomb. And if that doesn't work either, I'll have to chuck a feeder out and hope for the best.
I drew Sailing Club 11 yesterday. I started off at 60 metres, caught a couple there and then just chased them out. Lost 4 fish, which realistically has cost me a couple of places, but hopefully today we might catch a few from out of here. Yesterday this was the winning peg on day one. Hopefully I'll nick a few on the waggler to start off with, and then hopefully chase them out with the method feeder again and hopefully catch a few short on the pinging line once it's settled down a bit and fish have come back into the side. So fingers crossed, that's the plan. Whether it works, we'll see.
Mixed feelings really. Sometimes a dam can really, you know, put some big weights in, but as of lately it hasn't been fishing particularly well. The wind's been blowing down here now for a few days, so there's a chance that there'll be a few fish that have got blown down here with the wind. That's, you know, what we're hoping. I've seen a couple of fish, I have seen a couple of fish, so funnily enough that's more than I saw yesterday, so I know quite a few fish. So yeah, I've got to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not feeling particularly confident about it, just purely because it's just not been producing fish for a while. But you just got to go into it with a positive attitude and do your best, and if the fish are there, then we'll catch them.
So we're halfway through day 2 of the Angling Trust Free Spirit Match Boddington Classic. We've had all 4 seasons so far in the day. It's really put a bit of a damper on the sport this morning. We're hearing 1s and 2s for most anglers. Odd anglers put 3 fish together, but not much more than that. So it's going to be a really tight finish. I think those catches from yesterday, those big weights, are going to make a huge difference today.
I had him with like, what, 3 seconds to go, probably 5 seconds to go. Fingers crossed. You never know, I'm hoping.
Si couldn't be here today. He sent his apologies and he's also sent a little message for all the competitors, so I'll read it out from him. Thanks to all for supporting the event this year. Sorry I couldn't be there to see the final, but hope you all enjoyed the event. Some wild fishing conditions over this weekend, but looks like it stirred the carp up to feed, as often happens with big wins. So a huge thanks to Si and Free Spirit. Moving into the top 3 then, picking up 1,200 quid and with 94 kilos, 775 grams. It's Ryan McDonald.
Cheers, mate. Brilliant, thank you.
And then in second place, after a stunning day 1 performance with 76 kilos, he's picking up 1,500 quid with a weight of 103 kilos and 50 grams in total. It's Stefan Powell. Well done, Stefan, mate.
Brilliant to watch. Thank you.
And then it leaves one angler. Great first day performance off the Sailing Club with 40 kilos, and he's topped it up with 66 odd today. Picking up £2,000 and the Free Spirit Match Boddington Classic Champion of 2023, Andrew Ashington.
Drew downwall yesterday, 14, weren't happy with it, wind howling in there at 21 kilo, but today I drew 100 and peg 100 and I've had 73 kilo, 750. I won a match and come third overall. Yeah, well, after yesterday, I was very happy after yesterday, mate. So yeah, over the moon. Yesterday was bad, but today's made up for it. Yeah, there's a lot of good anglers here, very good locals as well. So to place in someone like this, yeah, it's good.
So I finished second overall, really close to the first place. I think it's like 3 kilos in it. So it's a bit frustrating from that point of view, but this is fishing. Today's been tough for me. I've only had 5 fish and I kind of knew it wasn't going to be enough. I just didn't have too many fish in front of me. This is my best result in fishing so far, I reckon. So I'm over the moon with that. Just a bit frustrated that I couldn't get there. Maybe next year, I won't give up. Taking part in the final, it's cool, you know, it's over 2 days, it's good fishing. This year it's been really good fishing actually. Lots of fish being caught, so yeah, it's just nice being in the final.
You're fishing against like the best of the best at the method of game, and yeah, you don't know where it's going to be won from one day to the next, and hopefully you draw two good pegs and make the most of them, which fortunately I've done this weekend and just snuck it in front of Stefan by a few kilo. So yeah, no, good weekend. Yeah, the trophy's more important than the money. It's the wife that'll like the money, but no, it's nice to be the champion. You've battled through a few rounds to get here, and the conditions that we've fished this weekend have been horrendous. And to come out on top after the conditions that we've fished in is good going. I think it's probably my favourite competition of the year. It suits the way that I like fishing. They're a good bunch of lads here. Yeah, so yeah, it's a competition that I'll always look to get in as soon as it's released, the tickets are released.